Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is where we discuss everything about the stock market action throughout the day today, how the day really panned out in trade, also where were the gains and losses seen, and what were the key highlights. All of that coming up over the next 4 to 5 minutes. So do stay tuned on to with me. So first up, let's look at the closing levels. Well, the markets did a complete U-turn of sorts from yesterday's sharp fall of over 1,400 points. What a comeback has Sensex made today. Look at the kind of gains we have seen. Over 1,500 points of a jump is what we've seen on the Sensex. It's a stunning comeback for sure. The Nifty also topped 16,250 in today's trading session. Metals, pharma stocks really surged, pushing the indices really higher in today's overall trading session. The relief rally also came in as Asian stocks also jumped after China cut a key lending benchmark rate to support the slowing economy. That's a reversal of sorts. Look at the kind of global movement we have been seeing. The developed countries, the US Fed being extremely hawkish on the interest rate front, looking at the kind of steep rise in inflation that we've been seeing. To combat that, they've been increasing the rates and aggressive stance coming in there. The RBI too has raised the repo rate on an out of turn policy announcement just a few days ago too. But Chinese government, Chinese central banks have in fact cut the lending rate right there to support the slowing economy because of the recent surge in COVID cases over there and the lockdown restrictions that they had recently put as well. That really lifted the sentiment for the Asian markets, and we actually saw the Indian markets taking a cue from there too. So Sensex climbed 1534 points, jumped 2.9%, ended the day at 54,326. The Nifty moved higher by 457 odd points or 2.9% in trade to settle the day at 16,266. Now, the market cap of the BSE listed firms also surged by over 5 lakh crore rupees today to stand at substantial gains right there. The mid and the small cap shares also finished on a very strong note, with the mid cap 100 index rising 2.2%, small cap index rising 2.5% in tandem with the kind of move that we had seen on the benchmark, slightly underperforming the benchmarks if at all. Now, talking about all the sectors of the Nifty, if you talk about the 15 sector gauges, all of them ended in the green. So substantial, broad-based buying seen across the day today. Metals completely shining the street. Pharma index outperforming the index by as much as 4.34% as well. So metals up by 4.2%, pharma up by 3.7% in trade today. On a stock specific front, Dr. Reddy's emerged as a top Nifty gainer today, soaring 7.6% to a level of 42.28. Reliance Industries, Adani Ports, JSW Steel, Tata Motors were also among the gainers. The overall market breadth definitely stood positive, with almost 2,500 shares in the overall markets advancing, where just as 777 shares declining on the BSE. All the Sensex constituents also finished with gains. In fact, if you see on the 30 share Sensex, we talked about Dr. Reddy's and Reliance Industries. Now, Nestle, Tata Steel, L&T, Axis Bank, IndusInd Bank, Sun Pharma, and even SBI, HDFC, ICICI Bank, and HUL. These were among the top gainers who had the likes of metal names, the banking names, both private and PSU majors, some of the FMCG counters, and the pharma names also really soaring in today's trading session. Meanwhile, if you actually see the recently listed stock of LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, plunged 1.7% on a strong day today to trade at 826 rupees. Remember, it had made a tepid debut at the exchanges on Tuesday this week alone. And from that time, also, we've not seen a very, very sharp move on the stock too. It has been trading subdued right after the listing as well. But so far, as overall markets are concerned, complete U-turn from Thursday's slump. A bargain hunting really followed the recent crash, and the recovery in Asian markets bolstering the sentiment back home as well. Now, investors expect markets to remain volatile due to global factors even going forward from here. It's been a Friday of sorts, but next Monday onwards, you're again going to be bogged down with a whole lot of news coming in from global markets. Global equities have been under pressure due to the ongoing inflationary pressures and concerns emerging from there. The concerns about slowing economy and the fears of US recession coming in on the back of the kind of move that we've seen, also the Russia-Ukraine war and the aggressive interest rate hikes. All of them are definitely going to be weighing on the sentiments as we move forward from here too. But as of today, if you see, India VIX slipped 6%, thereby providing the other fillip to the markets overall. So definitely a positive closing for this week, which has been a very, very volatile week. good closing to this week. We'll have to keep an eye out on as to how do we get the global markets to perform overnight when we talk about the US markets, and how they open on the Monday as well as far as the Asian markets are concerned. Of course, all eyes will also be on the last leg of the earnings as well as we move forward into the next week. Do stay tuned on to with us onto Business Today to catch all the updates of T Street.